So today's topic is friends with benefits. How do I get out of the friend zone? Friends with benefits. How do I get out of the friend zone? So let's talk about this for a moment. So what happens to a lot of times, a lot of ladies get into a situation and they get into a relationship, quote unquote, with the guy, and the guys push the sex. They want the physical part of the relationship when the female is wanting that physical part too, maybe, but she wants the emotional and the mental connection as well. But she thinks or she surmises that if I give the physical connection, the physical part, I am going to get, hopefully, I will get the emotional and mental part. And sometimes that doesn't happen and they end up in the friend zone. And someone coined the phrase friends with benefits. Basically, the phrase was coined friends with benefits, I think, from a man's perspective, because the man is like, okay, I get all I get all of the milk from the cow. I get all of the milk, but I don't have to buy the cow. Okay, think about this for a moment. If you could rent the cow, get all of the benefits from the milk, you can make the cheese, you can make everything from the cow's milk, but you never had to purchase it. I remember my late bishop say, why would somebody want to purchase the cow if the milk was free? Doesn't make sense. Same thing here. So so let me say this before, so into this topic today, I am going to tell you, I'm going to teach you how to, number one, stay out of the friends with benefits zone. And number two, if you're in the friends with benefit zone and you want a committed relationship, there I'm going to tell you what you have to do today. Because y'all, a lot of times women innocently fall into this zone. One night, things got heated. You were feeling good. He was feeling good. He was telling you how beautiful you were. You had your makeup done. Your outfit was popping. The eyes, that eyeshadow was popping. He looking into your eyes. You looking into his eyes. Next thing you know is pop, pop, pop. Okay? Then the female is thinking, wow, we connected. We connected because we had sex. He looked deep into my eyes. He made love to me. And the dude is like, oh man, we just did that thing. But I didn't feel the connection that you feel. So there's a disconnect there. And then you go on, and you're thinking that if I continue down this road, it's going to lead to a relationship. And it does not. And you end up friends with benefits. Friends with benefits. Now, there is a misconception. The misconception is there is a difference between friends with benefits and a bed warmer. There is a distinct difference. The distinct difference is the bed warmer is simply that. You're just simply here to warm my bed. Now, the friends with benefits person actually has a friendship with the other party. We're actually friends. The bed warmer, the only relationship we have is it's sexual. Other than that, we have no relationship at all. Okay? So what we want to do is there's some things you have to understand. Number one, the person who wants to move out of the friends with benefits category wants to use the benefits to move to another category. So what they want to do is they want to leverage the benefits that the other person is getting to move them out of that category. And they think if I do that, if I leverage that, if I'm giving him this great sex, and I'm giving him stuff that he can't get anywhere. And when I leave him sleep. Okay? They think that if I leverage that, I can get into the relationship zone. Uh, okay? So that is a misconception. So let me get right into my message here today. The first thing is you got to understand there are three categories as men view it. Three categories. First, as it pertains to a female, or just as it pertains to a female. First thing is the friends category. Friends category, just like people, just like my man or anybody. Hey, we go to the game. No different than there's nothing else. We just friends. You might as well be a bar of soap. Okay, friends category, and then we may not be close friends, but we are friends. So it's no emotional connection, nothing. Now, if we are friends, I like you like I like a friend. The second category is friends with benefits. Friends with benefits simply means I will receive. We're still friends. We have not defined where we are, but I will receive some of the benefits of a person in a relationship. All right? Primarily sex, primarily the physical connection, but some friends with benefits can be, hey, you're cooking for him, you're picking his kids up from daycare. It could be, hey, you're doing the laundry, you're washing his clothes. Friends with benefits could be any of those things where I am receiving the benefits of a committed relationship without the commitment of a committed relationship. And then there's the third category. The third category is the exclusive relationship. The exclusive relationship. I negated to talk about the relationship where we are seeing other people because that's not one. That could be friends with benefits, or most times, if you're in a relationship with seeing and the other party that know about it, you're cheating. Okay, what we're talking about are three relationships where both parties are privy to what the relationship is. Okay, so now the question is today is how do you get out of the friends with benefits zone? Or so what you want to do is you want to go from say you want to go from friends to friends with benefits to committed relationship. Or you might want to go from friends to committed relationship bypassing the friends with benefits. Okay, so what my job is today is to show you how to do that. All right, I came up with several ways to do that, but I want to take you and make you understand what we're doing here. The first thing you got to do if you want to ever go from friends from benefits to a committed relationship, exclusive relationship, first thing you got to do is get get your emotions under control. You might say, why, Ken? Because here's the thing. A lot of people get mad when they get in the friends with benefits stage. They upset. Oh, you think you just gonna hit me at night? You just gonna call me at night? Or you just gonna get this and you're not gonna take me out? You're not gonna do anything for me? You're the angry person because you realize you've ended up in a place where you don't want to be. Now, the other person did not force you to be there. The other person is not making you go against your will so the truth is you've chosen to be in the friends or friends with benefits zone. You've chosen to be there. So what I want you to do is get your emotions under control, is to accept where you are, to accept the 100% responsibility that you put yourself. You were a contributing factor because you chose to be there. And until you accept 100% responsibility for where you are, you cannot get out of it. Okay? So, that being said, so the first thing is get your emotions under control. It is not anyone else's fault or anyone else's responsibility other than yours. Okay? Now, when you get to the point where you accept that part of it, then we can go on and change that part of it. Now, the reason what I'm about to give you, everybody that you deal with is not going to allow you to get out of that zone. Now, and you got to make a decision. If I want it so bad, then I've got to get out of here. I got to choose to get out of this zone. Friends with benefits. Now, I'm going to give you the next things you have to do to get out of there. All right, so here it is. The first thing is you have to change your personal brand. Now, y'all, I've explained this before, and I go into detail in this a lot of times in my coaching program when I'm talking to people about their personal brand. A personal brand is basically a mental imprint of how people see you. Everybody's got a personal brand, whether you know it or not. Everybody is sending out messages, whether you know it or not. You're sending out messages. You're sending out messages every day on your social media. The way you interact, the way you text them, the way you do anything, the way you dress. Everything is part of your personal brand. You're sending out messages. The truth is your friends with benefits. If he calls you at 10 o'clock at night, you go over there 3 nights a week, you are sending out messages. Because the way a personal brand works is simply this. Whatever a person receives, whatever they see, they're looking at your messaging. So I'll give you an example. If you look at retail, Neiman Marcus, whenever you go into their store, they're sending you messages by the way the way the store is decorated, by the way the type of products they have in the store, by the price points they have there. Everything is a part of their messaging. Okay, by the same token, Walmart, everything when you go in, they got the Walmart cheap prices posted, part of their messaging, y'all. And what's happening is you're not taking control of your messaging. So if you're in the friends with benefits zone, you've ended up there because he sees you a certain way. Meaning the brand that you're putting out, the messaging that you're putting out, he sees you a certain way. And what happens is some women, he would never approach them and say, hey, would you come over? Because now he might want to. He might shoot his shot. He might try to. But then when she puts a nip in the bud, when she nips it in the bud and says, that's not how I do things. That's not my standard. That's not what I do. And you will respect me or you won't be around me. And so what a lot of women do is they want to be in a relationship. They want to be in this relationship so bad and they want him to like her. And so they figure I'll go over and do a little Netflix and chill. And when I get over Netflix and chill, next thing I know is that we're not watching Netflix at all. We ain't chilling. We dealing. We doing it. We doing the do. And now what you don't know is the messaging. He sees that messaging. So again, he calls you 2 days later. You go back. He picks up another bottle of wine. And then you at it again. So what you've got to decide to do, if you're going to get out of that zone, you've got to change the picture that he sees about you. You got to change the picture by changing your behavior. I'll say it again. You have to change the picture because your brand is nothing but a picture that he has about you. And if you change the picture, you change the brand. Okay? Now what changes the picture? Your behavior. What you do changes the picture. So here's the thing. So get what I'm saying. Now, you want to get out of this friends with benefits zone, but you're doing the things that he's getting the benefits, but he doesn't have to get the commitment. Okay? So what you got to do is change the picture. You either do one of two things. You either change the benefit part of it. That's one part. Change the benefits he's getting. So you said no longer you can get the benefits. Okay, you can get the benefits, or you change the picture and you get gone. So what I'm saying is you could be gone. You say no, I can no longer tolerate this. This is unacceptable. I'm going to leave. Or if you really like the person, let's do it this way. Let's change the picture by changing the behavior. So here's what we do. Number one, I want you to write a list. Listen to me carefully, ladies. Write a list of all of the benefits that the person is getting without giving you the commitment. I want you to write them down. For instance, if you're doing his laundry, write that down. If you're going out, grabbing him something to eat, bringing it over, write that down. If you're picking up his children from school, write that down. And what I want you to do is write down all of the benefits that he's getting. Okay? All right. So then we got to change the picture. So this is the way you change the picture. Now, first off, he's going to be like, what's wrong with you? Why are you tripping? What are you doing? You've always done these things. You've always brought these things to me. You've always picked up my children. You've always done this, this, that, and this. You've always given me the benefits because what you've done is you have conditioned him to an expectation. You've conditioned him to an expectation. I expect you to do this. I expect you to give me sex. I expect you to do those things. So, you want to change the picture, change the behavior. Now, I'm going to give you two ways to do this. Number one, you can either stop doing things that are more beneficial to him without the friendship. Like, I can't pick up your kids anymore. I am busy. I can't pick up your kids anymore because I am going on a date. I can't. Now, notice what I just said. See, he has to believe that because he won't give you a commitment, he has to believe that somebody else is willing to. Okay? Because the only reason you stay in the friends with benefits zone is because he's unwilling to give you a committed relationship. And if he doesn't believe primarily that somebody else is willing to, or if he see, this is why I always say help him make a decision. You have to be busy. You have to act like you're busy, even if you're not busy. You cannot continue doing the same things and expect to get different results. So you have to, number one, either pull back after you write this list. You write the list of all the things you're doing, and you make a conscious decision that I am going to pull back, fall back, stop doing all of the things where the person gets the benefits without paying for it. See, I've told you many times before that a man has to earn it. If he's getting the benefits without earning it, that means he will ultimately devalue it. Listen to what I said. If he's getting the benefits without earning it, he will ultimately devalue it. So, number one, you take away the benefits and you begin doing other things in place of those benefits that he's getting. If that's being with somebody else, going out with somebody else, replacing the times with that. That's critical. The second thing you can do is this. Second thing you can do is focus on the friendship instead of the sex. So here's what I mean. So another way for him to see you differently is you begin focusing on the things that people do that are in relationships as opposed to the sex. So for instance, if he calls you over at night and all he wants you at 12 o'clock at night, you got to change and say, well, look, I don't mind coming over, but I want you to take me out to dinner. I want to go out to dinner. I want to go dancing. I want to go to a play. I want to go to a football game after COVID's over, all of this stuff. I'd like to go out. Now, if he is unwilling to do those things, to focus on those things, because what happens is when you do it, when you're going out, when you're able, he has to see you in a different light. So he has to see what it's like with you in a relationship. You can't be the pussy delivery girl at 10:30 at night all night and expect to be the main lady, expect to get a committed relationship. It does not work like that. It doesn't work like that. I don't care what you want. People will not give you what you want. People give you what you deserve. And you determine what you deserve. You determine that. So if you're going over at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night and you the pussy delivery girl, that's what you earn. That is what you're saying. So now what I'm saying is you change your personal brand by changing the picture in a person's mind. You change the picture in their mind by changing the behavior, changing your behavior. So when you change your behavior, the picture in their mind changes. So what I'm saying is I want to go out. Okay, I want to go out. I want to go out, and I want you to take me out. Okay, I'm not coming over. We're not screwing. We're not doing that. You got to take me out. Okay, I want to do this. And what we're trying to do more than anything else is change the picture in the person's mind. Now listen, if he's unwilling to do it, then you got a decision to make. You got to change. And if you don't change you, and the world will follow. Listen, I often say this. Change the opinion of yourself. People will change their opinion of you the day after you do. People will change their opinion of you the day after you do. So what I'm saying is look, you feel like that's what I'm worth. And so what I'm saying is, if you ever want to go out of the friend zone, you have to change the picture. You change the picture by changing your behavior. Now, and I said, and I told you ways to do that. So again, let me recap. I want you to write down all of the benefits that the person is getting. All of the benefits that they're getting without the commitment. Because a lot of times, if you don't write it down and put it on paper, you never know it. You never see it. And see, it's something about seeing it on paper. It's something about if you want to pay off debt. Like we did, I'm on this debt reduction, debt free plan. I want to pay off all my debt. It was something about cognitively. I thought, okay, I got this much debt. I owe this much in credit card. I owe my house. I want to pay that off. And I said to myself, but it was something about me writing it down. Something about me putting it on a spreadsheet and looking at that bottom number. Something about me saying, oh shit, that's how much I owe. And then I'm gonna tell you what was powerful about that, because we all start somewhere. I don't care whether you're in a relationship, you all start somewhere. And then I paid off the first bill, and all of a sudden it wasn't a whole lot, but that one number, that big number, went down a little bit. And so it's the same. You chip away at it one bite at a time. You stop doing the big things. You ain't got to stop doing everything, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you raise your standard more and say, nah, I'm going out with such and such. Or I'm not going to pick up your kids today. I'm not going to do your laundry today. And I know it might be tough doing this because you are used to giving. You're used to giving. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, y'all, you got to start. Every journey starts with one step. The last thing I'm going to say is this, is you have to raise your value. And anywhere, in any brand, any personal brand, we pay money based on how much we believe the brand is worth. We give money based on how much we believe the brand is worth. People go out and buy Louboutin shoes. Louboutin shoes made over in China or over in Italy, just like a lot of other pair of shoes. They might be 1,200. They call my red bottoms because they've done a great job branding. They come off the same line in the same factory as shoes that cost under $100. But because we perceive the value of the brand as being higher than those of the ones that are in DSW where they cost $60, $80. So we'll pay, some people will pay $1,500 just to say I got some red bottoms. See, your brand is the same way. And how did they and the question is, who determined the value of the red bottoms? The person who produced the red bottoms. The ones who produce the red bottoms are the ones who determine the value of the red bottoms. You determine the value of what you are or who you are and what you're going or what you're willing to give. And until you raise your value, raise your worth, raise your brand's value, people ain't gonna pay more for it. See, paying more is simply this. From a man's perspective, a man pays when he invests in it. And I want you to understand this. A man is willing to invest in something that he deems valuable. Okay? A man trades his time for the things he thinks are valuable. If he's not trading his time for you, if he's not investing in you, he doesn't believe that you have value. Doesn't mean that you don't have value, because you do. It's just that he doesn't see the value and you need to move on. I'll leave you with this point. A Ferrari, one of my good friends loves Ferraris. He says one day he's going to have one. And I believe him too. And he can tell me all about the Ferraris. And he showed me this new Ferrari that Gordon Ramsay, the Hell's Kitchen guy, has. He's like, I want that Ferrari. Okay? And he was talking about it. And he told me, I said, well, how much is the Ferrari? He says, over $500,000. He did. I think that one cost up $1 million, upwards towards $1 million. And I said to him one day, and I said, let me ask you a question. If I took the keys to that Ferrari and I gave them to a 16-year-old, okay? And I said, and the 16-year-old just wrecked the car, dogged it. I said, because the 16-year-old didn't know the value of the Ferrari, did that make the Ferrari less valuable? And he looked at me and said, no, the Ferrari is still valuable just because the 16-year-old didn't know it. The same thing with you all. You're still valuable even if the person doesn't know it. You've got to be willing to change your brand to get out. Change your brand, your messaging, your behavior to get out of the friends with benefits zone. All right, y'all. That's my time. That's my time. I want you to think about what I said today. Look, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I appreciate your time. And I'm Ken Canion, the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. I'm Ken Canion, the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. And until tomorrow, you have a great day.